Hey guys, welcome back to another instructional chess video. In this one I'm going to be playing some 4-player chess. For those of you that don't know what it is, I'm going to sort of introduce this game type. So if you already know what this is, then you can skip ahead to where I start playing. But basically this 4-player chess is going to look exactly like this. It's very chaotic, so we'll obviously have 4 players. But some of the key points to take away from this that checkmating an opponent will be 20. If you stalemate yourself, it's going to be worth 20 points, which is pretty uncommon. Haven't seen that one happen yet. Stalemating opponent, not too common, but it does happen. Checking one king simultaneously, so 2 kings will be 1 point, or if you get all 3 of your opponents, worth 5 points. Checking more than 1 king simultaneously with a piece other than a queen, 2 or 5 points for 2 kings, or 20 points for 3 kings. So yeah, that's been uncommon, but I have seen maybe a queen giving a triple check at some point. So yeah, uncommon, but there are a couple different ways to score. And basically, whoever has the most score at the end of the game will be the first place and second place. So those first and second place winners, I guess you would say, earn rating points, and the third and fourth place generally lose rating points from what I've seen. So those are some key takeaways. So you don't necessarily have to win. You could come in second and still perhaps gain some rating points. So those are the key takeaways. As far as strategy, I strongly recommend trying to improve your position as opposed to in 2-player chess. Another legitimate strategy would be try to harm your opponent, because in this you have 3 opponents, so just trading off pieces with one opponent is going to leave you vulnerable to your 2 other opponents. So you really need to improve the value of your position. That has to be a priority rather than just sort of taking it out on one person. Additionally, king safety is extremely important because if you are allowed to be put in check, then your other 2 opponents can do whatever they want to you, and that's never good. So king safety is, of course, very important. You can still promote your pawns to queens, and they will be worth 1 point if they're captured, so that's pretty nice. You can have quite a powerful piece that still doesn't give your opponents very many points. So those are some of the key takeaways. I can also link this article in the description of this video so that you guys can check out any extra details to this. So anyway, let's head over to the lobby and let's start one off and let's see how things go. So the most standard one, you get 1 minute, but you do get a 15-second delay, and you can think during your opponent's clock. So it's actually not such a rushed game here. It's quite good that it's only 1 minute in your bank of time, because otherwise the game would just take forever. It wouldn't be very fun. So very common strategy at first, just trying to push your pawn to the end of the board and try to get that queen. So my move, I'll go ahead, I'll try to fianchetto my bishop. So it's a decent strategy. But yeah, definitely trying to just promote a pawn is good, because that will also improve your position. I'm going to go for a little bit more long-term approach here. It's also very important that I take a look at all these long diagonals. So anytime you have long diagonals open, it's really important that you at least take a gander as to what's going on here. So hopefully I won't blunder something in a ridiculous fashion. Also note that due to the extra value of these long-range pieces, for this reason, the knight is still only worth 3 points, while the bishop is actually now worth 5. So the other pieces have remained the same value, but the bishop is more valuable, and you do get 5 points for capturing it, and your opponents do get 5 points for capturing your bishop, because it's such a more valuable piece. Okay. That being said, just going to continue to develop some pieces here. So why not? Have yet another piece that's looking at me, so it's always something that we want to take a look at. Okay. So now let's go ahead. Let's throw this guy out here. I do want to promote a pawn of my own, or at least threaten to later on. Again, very annoying. It can usually be countered by just pushing h3. So this can be a difficult in to really keep your eyes focused on all the different diagonals that you've got going on. So I'm just going to try to make things as easy as possible for myself, so I don't allow myself to run into a crunch here when maybe somebody attacks me from some other angle. I'll have this annoying diagonal covered. We'll type in the chat. Also note that by typing stop chat, you can disable the chat if people are trying to team up on you. Whoops, okay, so I was a little bit distracted and just gave pawn. That's kind of silly. Not the end of the world, but yeah, definitely not ideal. A very puzzling move. Maybe they want to add pressure here, but in general you don't want to leave your pieces on vulnerable squares. You definitely want to keep a low profile in 4-player chess. Try to keep everything under guard. Okay. Unlike how I played this move. That was very silly. And then I also missed this opportunity. That was really silly. Okay. So my opponent could bring his bishop back, and also don't want to spend too much time. So now we got a couple of threats. Okay, so he didn't decide to defend this, so it's possible that I could pick up some material. If he does indeed move the knight to try and guard his rook, then I'm actually probably not going to capture, because it would just be a 5 for 5. I don't want to do a trade. I want to make unfair trades where I'm getting the better end of the deal. Okay, so seems like yellow should be tempted to play something like this, but yeah, they have a couple of actually nice options. So I'm a little bit envious that they're able to be stuck between two good options. So probably, of course, capturing 9 points for free, or capturing 9 points at the expense of 5 points is good, but also just taking 5 points for free, also you can't really argue with that. So, and now I'm observing this move. I do have my 15-second delay. I don't see anything more beneficial than that, so I'm just going to go ahead and go for it. So at least I'm on the scoreboard now. But yeah, still definitely mistakes were made. Can also think about coming back and just delivering an annoying check. So those are definitely some ideas. Oh, interesting. Okay, so I'll have 5 points available to me. Next move, assuming my opponents don't do something else that I need to respond to. Also extremely important in this variant, as I've found, to really only make one little attack at a time and then try to quickly get out. So you got to get in, get out, and then get back to guarding all your stuff. Because otherwise, if you leave all your pieces hanging, then your opponents will find a way to take advantage, since you only have one move and they have 3 moves essentially. Okay, so red cuts as losses, and I'm trying to pull this bishop for extraction very soon, provided my opponents don't make additional threats. So there's just some mild annoyances. Clearly, my opponent could double my pawns here, but that would be at the cost of 5-point bishop for only a $3 knight, so I'm not that concerned. Okay, let's get this guy back to safety, and also just give a little annoying vision on was that J13. So we're accustomed to only A through H and 1 through 8. Now on this board we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and we have all the letters down from A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N. So quite interesting. We're again planning some cheap shots, and red does indeed defend himself. Okay, good lad, good lad. I do want to get castled here. This is a bit of an annoyance, so I'm trying to make sure I look at all my long diagonals. We're going to go ahead and we're going to expose our king a little bit. That's probably going to be okay here. And we have to be aware that there are multiple pieces targeting one square, but in this case they probably don't want to sacrifice their queen for 3 points. So that is something that we do want to just keep in mind. So we're going to hopefully develop this bishop or develop the queen even, and then get castled. Okay, I don't see too many threats here. I am interested in castling queenside, but seems maybe a bit more reasonable to castle on the king side, so we'll just play something like this. Force red to do something about his queen, and just keep all of our pieces reasonably well guarded. And yeah, there is some heat on the king side, so that's why I'm a little bit hesitant to castle this way. But oh wow, okay, so maybe he didn't see this long diagonal. Super easy to miss these long diagonals. So yeah, definitely this is a good variant to train yourself in normal chess, to really look at the full board. That's a really common way that people will make some mistakes. Extremely common, extremely easy to do. So I'm not sure that I really see a better move other than just gobbling up 9 points. It's quite a hefty amount of points there, so really, why not? Let's do it. And if that were a piece of equal value, then I would definitely shun that sort of thing. Okay, so one person down. Now that I would prefer maybe to castle queenside just to stay a little bit farther away from red. So let's maybe try and do that. I suppose it's a little bit less safe on the light squares. Okay, red left a knight hanging, interesting. So maybe the skill gap explains that 1390 versus 2155. So clearly I should try to target blue, but you know there's free money here, so let's just go ahead and lop that off. And of course their pawns are always going away from them, so red is of course going this way, blue is going this way, I'm of course going this way. Okay, so I want to definitely keep an eye. Blue is probably just going to try and promote some of his pawns. Red may be looking to take some revenge. Okay, so definitely want to be looking at some of these weak squares, and getting some cold feet as the castling queenside, so yeah, actually not that interested anymore in castling queenside. I just have my knights already on the king side, so I'm going to say never mind. So yeah, really annoying if your opponent starts to threaten you, and then if blue decides to make a threat against me, then I'm going to have some trouble myself. So looks like he didn't take that opportunity, so maybe he could have played something like this. That would be kind of annoying. But I'm just going to wheedle my way into red's king position. If I can checkmate red, that would be really nice. definitely not be opposed to getting 20 points. This guy is somewhat loose. I can take 1 point, but I'd rather just keep my pieces in a more secure location. So I'm just going to decline this. And also, really, blue is the bigger threat here. And we're not going to be cheesy and maybe type something in the chat to, tell red to gang up on blue. I think that's actually against the rules. So kind of strange that he's putting his pieces in locations that are unsafe. I don't see really a good way for myself to take advantage of it. So that's kind of a bummer. And I don't want to put really my queen into danger because red could then move his rook and that would allow blue to take my queen. So really just need to make a move here. I'm just going to castle. Okay, pretty reasonable. Blue is going to promote their pawn. Let's go ahead. I should really be promoting my pawn at some point. Need to improve the value of my position, so let's go ahead and get started on that. He left this pawn hanging. Okay, red wants to prevent blue from promoting. I appreciate that. I may have to take away red's pawn just so that I can clear a path for my own pieces though. Okay, blue wants to be a little bit sneaky and maybe try to avoid capturing or avoid promoting first so that people don't recognize that they should definitely team up on him. So definitely an interesting play. Yeah, I'm not sure if I can really compete with blue's strength, which is unfortunate. Oh, okay, so red is going to sacrifice. A little bit odd, but okay. Now I have actually a way that I can prevent this promotion, so let's go ahead and do that. Just want to make blue's life difficult since I'm on 19 and he's on 25, so I would definitely want to recognize that. Maybe allowing some of my pawns to get gobbled up here, but yeah, I don't want blue to run rampant in this game. Blue does have some weaknesses. Not surprised. Let's keep some of my pieces guarded. So that pawn was actually attacked quite a number of times. I'm just trying to avoid that. Do have some interesting ideas of coming through here, trying to win the 20 points. I could also try to squeeze red for all he's worth. Bishop g3, interesting, okay. He wants to block that diagonal. Let's see, okay. So I'm going to exchange there. Interesting. This guy is still weak. How can I take advantage? I don't really see a good way here, so I'm just going to play this move and maybe threaten this. So I'll encourage red to go ahead and capture there, and then I'm gonna get the checkmate. And then yeah, probably blue can get me. So maybe this will be settling for second place. but there's always some chances. So that'll sling me into first place because that'll put me at 39. But yeah, probably blue. See, I have 3 minors to his 3 minors. He has a pawn that's close to promoting, but you know, so do I as well. So I just don't want to pass up this opportunity to gain all these points. Okay, so I should be pretty close. I don't think blue can get the checkmate, so I can come here and then I'm going to deliver a checkmate really soon. Yeah, it seems like blue can't really stop me. So he's going to try to threaten to promote all these pawns. Kind of annoying. Okay, blue's only going after a pawn, which seems a bit silly. But alright, interesting choice. Definitely want to reactivate. Now we play as though it's a normal game. So I'm going to do everything I can. Likely blue needs to play. Maybe they could play some other moves, but yeah, it seems like he'll probably opt for knight. Okay. Need to activate the rest of my pieces. Seems like a reasonable way to go about things. Knights are going to be pretty useless for now. I always can push this at some point. I'm going to need to remove this piece, but also may prevent blue from promoting as well, so then again, a little bit hesitant to carry out this move, at least for the moment. Okay, oops, that was really silly. I just heard my time go down, and then I played this dumb move. So yeah, he'll probably, oh, interesting. Okay, so he didn't notice that. So I'm just, yeah, played that move a little bit too quickly. But hopefully nothing will come of it for now. Okay, so clearly I need to answer this threat. Maybe he is threatening to promote now. So that's coming down close. Alright, I'll grab this guy. Also, I will have some ideas to try and pry this pawn from him. This check was not really helpful because he has a good move. For now, yeah, it does seem pretty much neck and neck. He's also getting a little bit low on time as well, so he needs to watch out for his time. Let's go for it. Really need to get these pawns rolling. This next move will be the promotion. This little dot here lets me know that this is like really the promotion square. Okay, so looking here, are there any other threats? I don't really see it. He also left this guy hanging. Why? Alright, I can grab this. He can grab my pawn. That's okay with me. Gonna play for some cheesiness. Let's do it. If his rook leaves this file, then I can just grab here. This pawn is also hanging. This is definitely a war of attrition, at least for the moment. I would like to see if I can't weasel something out here. could be some ideas getting to the, was that the A4 square? Interesting. Oh, that was a good move. Let's see. If I can give a check, perhaps. This is an interesting idea. Yeah, this will be 5 for 3, but I feel pretty compelled to do this. Okay, so he's able to promote. Yeah, that's kind of a bummer. Okay, should save this guy. So I earned a few points there, but yeah, I'm not sure if it's going to be enough. I need to get a 21-point lead. So I need to get a 64 now. And yeah, now that I have less material, it's going to be really tricky to do that. Bummer. And having the 1-point queen is definitely good for him. Okay. Jeez. This didn't go as I wanted. Trying to bring some of these pieces back to locations that are they're a little bit safer. I don't have very many pawns of my own that I can try and promote here, so that's kind of a bummer. And yeah, I also am very low on time, so that's not great either. I may try to promote this pawn. That's one of the few pawns that I will be allowed to promote here. At least promote safely. And he's going to get back some of these points. And then yeah, he should be able to promote, and that's going to be annoying. Okay, so he doesn't want to do that. At least not yet. Trying to promote some of my own. If I push, then he can capture my bishop. That's unacceptable. He's just going to roll these pawns slowly. And again, I'll need to get to 69 points if I want to really make something happen here. Yeah, pretty annoying. Okay, and he can promote here. Another annoying one. Okay, need to make some sort of move here. Don't want to have him to have so many queens. It's going to just result in an easy loss. Okay, for the sake of this, I think I might tip my cap to him because he just has a very simple win. I just don't want to waste both of our times. So maybe I'll do a last ditch effort. I'll try to promote this pawn. And clearly that should be really risky and it probably shouldn't work. But at least I'll go down swinging. So this is really unsafe for my king, but I have to do something. So now all these pieces are unguarded, extremely, extremely unsafe. I don't really want to block my bishop yet. probably some sort of fork here. You can also have some ideas of capturing here. Let's see, okay, so he's trying to promote the other pawn now. Can't allow all these pawns to stay unguarded. This is just not the way to go. Yup. Wants to trade, and yeah, I need to make it a couple squares further, so not really that easy to do. This is not good. Yeah, that just won't work. So then he could have maybe added more pressure to the pin, and then I'd be going down, but now I can't find a way to boot this guy. I guess YOLO. Gotta YOLO it. Probably my king needs to start coming up as well. Yeah, super annoying that he's established this blockade. I'm a couple squares from promoting, so that's why I'm not really giving up yet. This is an interesting idea. But yeah, tons of checks out there, so still very unsafe for me. Doing anything I can to try to get here and break the blockade. Uh-oh. Alright. Yeah, I'm gonna have to give a piece. Okay, I think he's proven that I should probably give up here. So I'm just not gonna be able to get there. Alright, so good job, Giovanni. I still took second place, so I did get some points as well. Okay, cool. So now you've seen how 4-player chess can go. If you guys did enjoy the video, then please give a thumbs up. And if you want to see other chess variants, then just let me know in the comment section below. Have a good day. Bye-bye.